All right, you guys, thanks for jumping on. This is the August Dream Extreme phone call. My name's Christina Sullins. If you have background noise, if you could mute your line. Looks like almost everyone's muted, but just in case. So we can get a clear recording so that you can watch this again or you can share it with your team. So a handful of us are going to share with you a little bit about Summit. If you have never been, or if you are a brand new coach and you are trying to decide the value of going, especially when this event sells out, usually in like a month, if that. And we have an entire year to go, so people are registering now for next year, and there is a transferable ticket. It's a little bit more, but if you buy the transferable ticket and in the event something happens and you can't go, you can transfer that to another coach. So I would definitely say that that would be the way to go. This was my 6th summit, which is crazy. I remember when I first signed up as a coach, I didn't go the first year because I just didn't really understand the value of going. I thought that, I had to be successful to go, or I had to be a diamond coach to go, or I didn't really understand what it was all about. And then the following year, after seeing all the pictures on social media, I decided to go, and that was an event that was life-changing in my business, and it really taught me the power of live events. So the first thing I want to share with you is that your business thrives off of live events. I mean, we are working off of our phones, off of laptops, off of desktops, off of iPads, and someone talked about it at Summit, which was that sometimes it can be a lonely business, especially if you are a people person, right? So live events is where you get to meet everyone that you're talking to on social media. You get to meet fellow coaches and some of your team that you have never met face to face. You get to meet the trainers. You get to hear from top coaches that you only see on social media, and you get to see that they're real people, that they're just like you, and you have your aha moment. And I think for me that is the biggest thing that live events do for myself and for every coach, is when you attend a live event, you have your aha moment of realizing how big this business is. You see your future in front of you. You know what the next 5 years are going to look like when you see this company, and it's exciting. Without live events, I probably wouldn't have stuck with the business. That is how powerful they are. And they get me through about a quarter, to be honest with you. And in about 3 months, I'm like dying to go to another live event. Platinum Edge, which is Christine Dwyer's event, is coming up in September 23rd. So if you missed Summit, you don't want to wait all the way till next year, and you want to attend a live event. Christine Dwyer hosts Platinum Edge, and I'll post that information in Dream Extreme. You guys can take a look. And what I do love about that event is that it's really small and it's very intimate, and the training is not so corporate, but very social media and very cutting edge. So I wanted to share that with you guys. And I think my biggest takeaways were 2 things. One is that this is a social media business. We know that because we're on social media every single day, but Gary Vaynerchuk was the keynote speaker, and he's the author of Crush It, if you haven't read that book, and Jab, 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 Right Hook, which I've been using that as a reference to a lot of the training and videos that I've been putting out there lately regarding social media. And he's also part owner at Instagram. But he just talked about, you know, the fact that lack of patience is the reason why most people won't succeed. Like, we want it overnight. We want to be diamond tomorrow. We want to be 5-star diamond in a month. You know, this business takes time to build, and you're building it through social media, which is free. But because it's free, people don't put the value in learning how to frickin' use it. And for someone that's been doing this now for 8 years, the other big thing that I wanted to share with you guys is that I have to relearn the business every year. You know, like what I was doing in 2014 is not going to work in 2016. That's really powerful, because if you've been a coach now for a while, and you're trying to do what you were doing before, it's just not going to work. And that's because, number one, the business changes all the time. And number two, social media changes, right? There's new platforms, and, you know, what was hot before, which was photos, and now it's videos, and now it's Facebook Live, and now it's Facebook ads, and now it's Instagram, and now it's Snapchat. And like, you have to stay up with the times, because if you're not, you're going to be behind. The basics of the business will always be the same, but how you're going to reach people through social media is constantly evolving and constantly changing. So you need to be reading books or attending live seminars or listening to podcasts and being up with the times of social media. So that's what I had to share.
So should I just jump in, I guess?
That would be good.
So this was my first summit. And for those of you that don't know me, my name's Alyssa Riley, and I'm on, Christina is my immediate upline sponsor. It was my first summit, and it was amazing. I can't, like, there's no way to put it into words, everything that I learned, but I definitely did learn a few nuggets that I want to share with you guys today. And that is, first of all, that it's not about us. It's not about me making money. And I mean, I'm going to be real. Like, I want to make money. Who doesn't want to make money, right? But it's about them. It's about giving, and giving them free content and things that they can refer to. Like, we're the person they're going to go to when they are ready. Like, and they know that because we've been showing our journey and what has worked for us. So that's one of the things I took away, was you're just going to give and give, and then it's going to be okay. Papi, I need you to turn that off, please. Mommy's working. And then the money's going to come, because they are going to come to you when they're ready. Another thing that I'm sorry, hold on. Jeremy, you need to please go to your room. Okay? Or turn that off. Sorry. Thank you. I'll be done in 5 minutes, Papi. And another thing about that is the compound effect, guys. Like, it's doing the little things every single day. I'm sorry, you can't even see me. It's doing the little things every single day that's going to lead you to the big picture, and it's all just going to blow up one day. And if you guys haven't read The Compound Effect, it's a book by Darren Hardy, and it talks just about that, like doing the little things every single day that are going to eventually get you to your long-term goal and what it is that you want to achieve in this business. Another one that I really enjoyed was the success partners, like someone that's going to keep you accountable, somebody that's going to just be there for you, someone that's going to help you like respond to messages and engage customers and keep people motivated. And another one, and I'm going to piggyback off something Christina said one time. She said on a call, pretty much, your business sucks because you haven't done the work. Like, that's pretty much what she said. And that hit home for me, because that was like, okay, I need to look in the mirror. Like, am I really doing everything I need to do in order to reach the status or rank or money making or whatever it is that I want to achieve? And I couldn't look myself in the mirror and honestly say that. So that hit home for me, because it was like, my business does suck because I suck and I'm not doing what I need to do. And that's it. That's all I wanted to share with you guys.
Okay, so that right there is like, if you guys think that you don't have time or you can't do it, juggling a family, like Alyssa just totally proved it. You kept your cool that whole time when Owen is acting like that. I'm like, and he's not even being bad, but you did awesome. So my name is Lindsay Grave. For those of you who don't know me, I'm on Christina's team as well. This was my second summit. My first year, just like Christina, I did not go. I actually won 2 free tickets. And I was like, nope, not for me. I don't need to go. And I don't know why. I think I was a new mom and I was nervous. And the first year I went, my husband went with me, and we both had the biggest aha moments, both of us. He actually started his complete transformation then, and my business completely took off. So it was mind-blowing, life-changing the first time. And then this time I got to go, and I had about 20 people in my downline with me, and it blew my mind even more, because it wasn't even just my aha moments that I was having, but I was watching them have theirs, and to look at their facial expressions and to see the tears in their eyes, like, it's so amazing. You need to go. I don't care if you're like, you just need to go once in your life, and it's going to change everything. So I just wanted to say that. But really quickly, I took a lot away. I take a lot out of everything. But I'm going to keep it short. I'm not very good at that, but I'm going to try. But the first thing that I wanted to share with you is not even something that anybody said. It's kind of my aha moment that I made up, but I got it from someone else. And this is it. When you go to Summit, you look around and you see that all coaches are all shapes and sizes, all ages. You have males, you have females. Everybody is so different. And you're like, look at us. We are all so awesome in a different place of our journey, inspiring different people. Go into these workshops and you hear consistently from everyone that you need to be a product of the product. Now, what I noticed there is that a lot of coaches are a product of the product, but they're a product of what Beachbody sends them in the mail. They're a product of the workouts, and they're a product of Shakeology. But what goes down the drain is their nutrition. So they think, look at, I'm doing like I kept hearing be a product of the product, but I go out and I'd see all these food trucks and people are eating hot dogs and French fries and nachos. And yeah, did I have a cheat meal? Yes, I did. But that product of the product is your nutrition too. So you have your business, and then you have being a product of the product, which includes your workout. It includes Shakeology, and it includes what you're putting in your mouth, because whatever you're putting in your mouth is getting you results. And your business is only going to go so far until you get results. Once you put all 3 of those together, nutrition, even though it's hard because that's the one that Carl Deichler isn't putting in our mouth, right? So that's hard. I know, I struggle too, but once you can put all 3 of those together, if you don't have nutrition, you're going to struggle in your challenge. You're going to struggle. Yes, we want to be vulnerable. Everybody knows I freaking love cookies. That's no secret. So you're going to be vulnerable. You're going to share the post. You're going to share the struggles. But the big aha moment for me was that in your challenge groups, and to get results as far as the programs go, you need to have that nutrition piece. But I think a lot of us coaches sometimes don't realize that that nutrition piece is also a piece of our business. Christina said it to me once. She said, Lindsay, you get paid for working out. You just have to push play. You get paid to do this. This is your job. And it's just like that with nutrition. So it's not any one coach that I saw there that was doing that. We all had a cheat. We all had some adult beverages, let's face it. But in your day-to-day life, nutrition is part of it. And that has to happen. And if you're stuck at a plateau and for a year you're not getting results, but you're like, look, I'm still going, so it doesn't matter. You're right. But to get that next level in your business, you're going to need to show people a mad transformation. And that's going to happen by changing your nutrition. And that's part of being a product of the product. 1. Okay. That was probably my full time there. Sorry. Number 2 is including your family in your business. So a lot of times we come home, we're busy. I did this. I worked full time before I retired. Jeez. I worked full time before I was able to retire. And hold on 1 second. Pudge and Missy, no. And when I did, it was hard to find the little time frames to do my work. So a big aha moment for me was that I would come home, and there was a lot of struggle in the beginning with my marriage, with Rob understanding why I was choosing to work the business and power hour until midnight and not spend time with him. You're working all day, then you're with Owen, then you do your business. What about me, right? Pudge, no. And I didn't know how to explain it or include him then. And I wish I would have known this then. And I'm glad that I know it now so I can share it with everyone else. But they said in the supporting your spouses to sit down, and if you have kids, include them too, and ask them, what are your goals for the year? What is it that you would love to do next year? And she specifically said her son said that he wanted to go to Disney World. And she said, okay, sweetheart, every day when I get home from work, I know that we want to spend time together. But every day when I get home from work, I'm going to sit down at the computer for an hour. And it's not because I'm addicted to the computer. And it's not because I'm ignoring you or don't want to spend time with you. But it's because when I do that, I'm making Disney happen next year for you. And her little boy understood. She said she'd come home and she'd remind him of that. And it was not just working towards her goals. It wasn't mommy's working. And I say that to Owen all the time. Mommy's working, Owen. It's not that. It's okay. We are planning to do this as a family next year. And this is what I'm working for. And then the same thing with her husband. Her husband wanted to do this fishing trip or something. And she said, okay, every day when I work, if you can help me, if you can give me that time, then I promise you, I will give you that time. And it turned into, from her business, it transpired into the family and them working together as a group. And it was there was less resentment towards her working. So those were my biggest aha moments. I had a ton. I do have a team call. I just gave like a whole bunch and I recorded yesterday. So if you guys want to hear more of what my takeaways were, I can definitely share that in the page. But that's what I have for you tonight.
All right, can you guys hear me? Yeah, my name is Crystal Diamond. I'm also one of Christina's personally sponsored, and this was my first year at Summit. I actually signed up last year, like a couple weeks before Summit, so I didn't go last year, but made it this year with one of the coaches on my team, and it was like an amazing experience. I was really, really nervous about going just because I knew how many people were going to be there. But it was just an amazing experience. So get your ticket and go to Super Saturday, any live event you can go to, because the energy and just being surrounded by people, it's hard to put into words. But I took away so many things. But just to narrow it down, one of the biggest things is when I listen to like the National Wake Up Calls or do like, the trainings that we listen to, and even Christina, it's like you almost feel like these top coaches and these top leaders are like just so much different than you and so much above you. And like, it's hard to compare yourself. I feel like you want to compare yourself, or that's what I do. And just actually seeing them on stage talking about where they came from and how they got started, you realize that could be you up on that stage. It's just a matter of you taking control of your business and being consistent and being serious with it. I heard so many of them talk about like how they were struggling and bankrupt or, just different family or health situations. Can you put a movie on now? In 1 second, okay, Noah? Okay. And you just realize that they either had, I'm going to talk real quick, okay? They either had like this huge aha moment, and that's when they took off with their business, or some of them just took off running from the beginning. But the key to it was basically like when you don't feel like doing something, you have to treat it like your job. Like you're going to show up to your job because you have to show up to your job, and you kind of have to treat your business that way. Like there might be things that you don't want to do and you just feel like laying on the couch and catching up on your shows. But until you get those business activities done, you're not doing anything. Your business isn't moving forward. So that was one of the big things for me. And then the other one was already touched upon, but it was the success partners. I've already kind of like talk and kind of work closely with lots of other coaches that aren't even on the team. Yes, can you wait 1 second, Noah? And why don't you just sit with me, okay? There's lots of people, okay? So, can you quiet for 1 second? So I just... There's all the teammates, all my friends and teammates, Noah.
Who's that?
I don't, So anyhow, the success partners, basically just having that give and take relationship and bouncing ideas around off of each other, and maybe even running team calls together, running challenge groups and events together. You just get new ideas and you have new energy, but it helps you stay accountable because someone else is relying on you and then you're relying on them, kind of. But that was another big takeaway. So those are my two. I mean, I have probably like hundreds written down and that I've shared, but to keep it short, those are my two.
Okay. Hi, I'm Ashley Glila. For those of you who don't know me, I am with Christina Sullen from Team Dream Extreme. This was my first summit. I actually signed up as a coach in January. Christina kept telling me, you need to go to summit. You need to do this for your business. And she was right. This was the biggest life-changing experience I've ever had. I am a person that has struggled with her weight her whole life as a kid. And seeing people out there that have struggled with their weight and have shared stories at Summit, and in general, emotional stories, mentality, everything was just absolutely amazing. And this is what it's about. This is about helping people. That's what I've always wanted to do. I love working with people. I love meeting new people. I love helping people through certain things in their life to get past. The one nugget I took away, and I kept saying it to Christina, was how much it's so important, when you have your customers that are struggling, keeping themselves accountable during their transition, to help them, think about becoming a coach due to the fact that it's going to hold them accountable during their transformation process. I think that that's huge. I never thought of that. And sitting down and taking a look at that, I'm like, that's what's held me accountable. I have followed the 21-day fix, the 21-day fix extreme. I have lost several inches, several pounds, and I've kept on the nutrition program. And Lindsay Grave, I will touch up on that as well. That is awesome. Nutrition is everything. The workouts only take you so far. Oh my God, I keep stating this to my groups, and they're like, oh, it's so hard. Yes, it is hard. But guess what? If you want the abs, you want the body, guess what? You got to work for it, baby. That's what it's all about. Sorry, love. The other one is Gary Vaynerchuk is awesome. He is awesome. Crushing It is what I'm currently reading right now. And I'm actually listening to audio, so I already have an idea of what his voice was like. And just seeing him was just absolutely amazing. He is right. Americans are probably one of the laziest people ever. And listening to that, him giving us all the knowledge possible to take our business to that next step, and he's like, you're not going to do a thing about it. And 75% of that crowd, I'm pretty sure, is not going to. And I don't want to be one of those people. And that's really what pushed me to that next step. And I know that I have not worked the business completely fair enough to get myself to the next step, but that's what I want to do. I want to push myself to that point. I want, people to push me. Christina's awesome with that. She's always on my butt. Are you doing this? Are you doing this? Are you doing this? And I'm like, oh man, I'm like, that's good though. I need that. Because sometimes you need that person that's going to push you to that next step so that you get your goals. You hit those goals. Because, you want to be a leader. And Chris talked about that in her presentation. She builds leaders. That's what I want to be. I don't want to be just a follower. I want to be a leader for other people and to help people and guide them to that next step and get them. And definitely, I am purchasing my ticket for Summit in New Orleans. I'm super pumped. So that's, I had tons of nuggets and stuff like that, but that's pretty much all I wanted to say.
My room with you next year. Okay, hi guys. My name is Mariela Mendoza, and I am also under Christina Sullens, which is a true blessing. And every year you learn more and more of why God gives you a certain upline. And I think I just needed her as my upline for so many different reasons. This was my 4th summit. And honestly, I find that Summit is kind of every year that push that you need could continue believing in yourself and believing in the business. Because if there's 25,000 of us that can get together in one place and enjoy this, then there's truly a lot more to this business than what we think of. I had a lot of aha moments, but truly there was two things that I took home that have really helped me. First of all, and it kind of put into perspective that the fittest and the best in shape that I've ever been was since I decided to become a coach. I've never actually failed. I've never gone into yo-yo dieting anymore. I even got pregnant, gained weight, and lost the weight again. And I felt that comes because of the accountability and the support that you have from your team, from your challengers, and from everybody around you. So it kind of made me understand how coaching is something that we should offer to everybody, that everybody could benefit from in one way or another. And number two, it was truly consistency. I know we've all talked about that, but you need to write that word down. You need to put it in your fridge. You need to put it on your phone. You need to put it on your car. You need to be consistent. You need to show up every day. If you have an 8 to 5 job and you don't show up, eventually they will terminate you. If you don't show up for your coaching business, it won't go anywhere. That's the way this kind of works. So you have to be consistent. You have to show up every single day to social media. You're on it regardless because you're watching what other people do. You're scrolling on Facebook. You're on Instagram. You're chatting, snapping with somebody. So might as well make it your business. Show up and have patience, because everybody that you're going to talk to and everybody that is going to say no, they're not really saying no. They're saying not now or not yet. And reason 80% of that is because they're going to continue watching you, your consistency, your journey, and then they're going to keep on following up with you, and eventually they will come around to you. So those were my nuggets. And then next thing is, if you are not registered for Super Saturday, you need to get registered for Super Saturday. So go find your ticket. If you're locally in Chicago, there's 2 that are being hosted. There's going to be an English Super Saturday and a Spanish Super Saturday. If you're out of the state, you need to go into Team Beachbody. You need to find live events. You need to register for that because there's an amazing summit recap on there. And then also in our back online office, everything, all of the breakout sessions and the speakers are recorded, and you can watch those live, so you can kind of see what summit will be, and you can get great information from that. Thank you so much, Alyssa and Crystal and Lindsay and Ashley, for jumping on the call today. Ashley, summit was truly awesome. Look at her. Can't wait to do it again. And thank you so much to Christina for guiding us, supporting us, and putting up with all of us. Right. She's like, right. Well, you guys have a great night. It is awesome being part of Dream Extreme. And everybody hugs and kisses, because we love everybody so much.